Hello everyone, welcome back to another anime opinions video. Today I am joined with someone that came back from the grave.
Hello there.
Ali has returned after his long hiatus. We will be ranking all the anime next season with must watch, maybe, or not gonna bother. First anime that we're going to be talking about is Jikoku Sensei Nube, or Hell Teacher Jikoku Sensei Nube. Now, this is a remake of a 1979 anime, and the only reason I know about this anime with J-Stars, something like that, is one of the playable characters. I don't really know that much about the show, but so let's talk about the synopsis. A multiple inexplicable phenomena have been plaguing the town of Tomori. In order to protect the town's children, a new homeroom teacher known as Nube arrives. Normally gentle and a bit outgoing, Nube has a secret side. He's in fact the only psychic teacher in Japan. Rumor also has it his left hand is possessed by a demon. Hell's messenger of justice is here to take on the school's 7 mysteries, ghosts, and evil spirits attacking his students. The occultist action story starts now. But yeah, so I'll give this a maybe.
Yeah.
Just because like I said, the only way I know about this show is because of a game. So I don't have that much of a pre-existing opinion on this show.
Next one. Suihosha Shokudo e Yokoso. Welcome to the outcast restaurant. Backstabbed by those he considered friends. Dennis has been exiled. Dennis. Great name. From one of the strongest guilds around. The Silver Wings Battalion. He doesn't think much of it, though, as he was dying to use his level 99 cooking skills anyway. Yo, cooking life. That's why he decided to leave the city behind and open up a diner in the countryside. While pursuing his dream, Dennis meets Atrelli, a girl exiled from her noble household and relegated to slavery until he saves her.
What's her name?
Atrelli.
Atriel.
How am I supposed to know that?
Atriel.
Fine. The pair open up a dime ticket and their first client is an exiled knight from a different guild. How peculiar. But she is not the only customer. A cocky mage and a drastically overworked yet underpaid sage becomes regulars as well. The knight brings trouble to the diner at times, but Dennis's cooking skills and beloved butcher knives cut through trouble and hunger alike. Thus begins the legend of Dennis and his diner, the talk of the town. Tom's diner? Nah, Dennis's diner right here, yes. Is a baby.
Yeah, it's OLM. They did Komi-san, the original Pokemon. I think they still do Pokemon, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about the show, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All we know is their animation's gonna be really good.
Next anime is Onmyo Kaiten Rebirth. Onmyo means exorcist, so this more has to do with the Abino Seme. The Abino Seme culture. If you know what it is, you know what it is. Takeru Narihira is a lone wolf delinquent who spends his days getting into fights, avoiding friendships, and being captivated by a mysterious girl named Tsukimiya, someone he's only ever seen in his dreams. One day, a sudden accident sends him tumbling off a cliff. When he regains consciousness, he finds himself in Denji Hainkyo, a futuristic version of the ancient capital, where advanced technology and mysticism coexist. This world is under the protection of the legendary Onmyoji Abinoseme. Wow, I called it. And to Takeru's shock, Tsukimiya is real and living in this very place. Just as he begins to revel in the fated encounter, a deadly black mist known as Yami Kaoro descends, bringing forth mysterious beings called Oni. In this case, yes, both he and Tsukimiya are killed, only for Takeru to awaken once again in Denji Hainkyo. Realizing he has somehow slipped through time, Takeru resolves to defy fate. To protect Tsukimiya from her doomed future, he turns to Abinoseme to train in the art of Onmyoji Jutsu. Now as an Onmyoji himself, he must fight to rewrite destiny and uncover the truth behind this strange new world. This reminds me of an anime called Yuno. Yuno is a bad anime. The best thing about Yuno is the opening. I will say, however, the cast itself is pretty good. We have Mai Uchida. For you do not know, Mai Uchida is Katarina Klaus from Hamifura. Ishikawa Kaito, who is Naofumi from Shield Hero. Nagase Anna, who is Harley Quinn and the main character from Zenshu. So we have quite a decent cast. I'm still going to give it a maybe. It is an original anime from David Production. David Production are the people that did the JoJo's anime, Fire Force. And you know what? It's an original, so yeah, it is a maybe.
Kamitsubaki Shi, Ken Setsuchu, Kamitsubaki City under construction. 7 years after humanity was devastated by a major disaster, a beacon of science and prosperity rises in Kamitsubaki City. But lurking in its shadows are Tesseractor, monsters born from human darkness, only the witching, 5 girls with voices that wield magic. Oh boy, oh no, and stand against them with every note. Oh no, oh no, they fight not just to protect the peace of the city, but to heal a broken world. This is an idol. This. Don't tell me this is an idol.
It's an idol show. We're not watching it. Not gonna bother. All right. So this is the first sequel of the season. We have already have a look. There's around 20 of them. So when we get to them, we will just talk very briefly about them. But this is Call of the Night Season 2, otherwise known as Yofukashi no Uta. The original soundtrack is done by Creepy Nuts. Creepy Nuts always do bangers. But this is going to be a must-watch straight away.
Yes, must watch.
Yeah.
Great soundtracks. Okay, moving on then. Arknights, Rise from Ember.
This is second season. We're not going to bother because it's based on games. Next one is Dan Season 2. I got Ali to read the manga back in the day. Then the anime came out. He enjoyed the anime. This is definitely a must watch. It's doing the evil eye arc.
Okay, next one. Silent Witch. Chinmoku no Majo no Kakushigoto. Secrets of the Silent Witch.
There's an anime called Kakushigoto. It's about secrets.
Monica Everett, the Silent Witch, is the only mage in the world who can use enchanted magecraft. A true hero who single-handedly defeated a legendary black dragon. However, this young genius is actually super duper shy. That's right, she learned to cast spells silently just to avoid speaking in public. And despite her powers, she has zero self-confidence. Now, Monica has been tasked with secretly guarding the second prince. Can she keep it together as she faces both the evil forces targeting the prince and the terrors of social interaction? So relatable. Still a maybe.
100% maybe. This anime reminds me of Shy. Next one is already a must watch because if you don't know, my favorite anime of all time is Sesshin Buta Yaro Buniko Senpai Yomi Minai. Rascal Does Not Dream About Buniko Senpai. This is the sequel of the sequel of the sequel of the sequel. Sesshin Buta Yaro wa Santa Claus no Yume wa Minai, which translates to Rascal Does Not Dream About Santa Claus. So we're getting the Santa Claus sequel. This anime never makes sense. It's going to have quantum physics and I'm going to enjoy it.
Next one. Zutaboro Reijo wa ane no moto konyakusha ni dekai sairu.
So it's konyakusha. I know it says konyakusha, but it's konyakusha.
Konyakusha. Yeah. Konyakusha ni dekai sareru? Sareru. Betrothed to my sister's ex.
Yeah, it's the rough translation is it's I'm engaged to the heroine's ex-fiance.
Interesting title. Synopsis maybe more interesting. Let's have a look. A poor barren daughter has lived under her sister's shadow, where she always had nothing. Her hair is full of hairballs, she doesn't have a single dress, and all she has are tattered clothes for work. Her sister receives the attention of a high rich noble, but she dies on the way to her marriage. This feels like Cinderella, not gonna lie. Mary is sent as a substitute bride for her sister because the Baron cannot repay the already sold dowry to the Earl. But that's impossible. In the first place, the proposal was a misunderstanding. A beautiful and happy story of love about a fallen Baron's daughter and an eloquent Earl. Erigante.
All I'm saying, Ali, is that you can't even pronounce a person's name properly. You keep calling her Marie. It's Marie.
Bro, it's Mary.
It's based in French culture. It's Marie.
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 At the end of the day, it's a maybe. I don't recognize anyone from the cast. The next one, Game Center Sozo to Ibunka. Cultural exchange with a game center girl. Renji Kusakabe, an arcade employee, one day notices a small foreign girl struggling to win a stuffed toy called Manly Koala. What is a Manly Koala? Where can I?
It's a manly koala.
Where can I find a Manly Koala? And can I get a Manly Koala? From a crane game. 3 hours later, after finishing his shift, Renji sees the girl still at the game, but the toy remains unremoved. Is this a Sea Dog VA crane game video? Feeling sorry for her, he decides to help. He inserts a 100 yen coin and with one skillful try wins the toy. When he then hands it to the girl is startled by the unexpected gesture. The girl looks at Renji with suspicion. Flustered, Renji hastily tells her it's Valentine's Day gift. Little does he know, in her home country of England, Valentine's Day is traditionally when men give women gifts along with a confession of love. This is false. This is false advertising. Women and men on Valentine's Day in the UK do not give it as a sign of confession. They mainly give it as a sign of romance, yes, but it's mainly when they're in relationships already. Yes, they can do it when they're confessing, but most of the time it's when they're in relationship and they're trying to show off to their significant other. What I do like is that we have a bilingual voice actress voice acting the main heroine, Amaki Sali, and then we've also got the Queen of MILFs, Kayo no Ai. It's a maybe. It's done by Studio Nomads.
Usamen Gachi Fighter, Ugly Mug Epic Fighter, wrongly convicted of a crime. 34-year-old Shigeru Yoshioka loses everything, including his trust in women. Classic. And withdraws from society as an unemployed recluse. One day, he stumbles upon a way to travel to another world. Isekai! When a mysterious status screen appears on his computer, Isekai! Shigeru sacrifices his looks to gain an overwhelming 100,005,100 parameters. Isekai! Now reborn as an absolute god, Isekai! He begins his second life in another world, Isekai!
That's my hero right there. This guy says, flip you to women, flip you to society. I'ma look the way I do and enjoy my life. That's my hero.
Isekai!
That's my hero. It's a maybe.
Done by White Fox.
White Fox do a lot of isekai. They did in ReZero, for example. The next one is a maybe. I did enjoy the previous seasons, but it's totally about Hanako-kun season 2 part 2. I do want to see the direction they're going with after the revelations in the first part of season 2.
Deki no Mogura, the earthbound mole. Mogura, a mysterious self-proclaimed sage, also known as Hyakuan Momoyumi, has been banned from the afterlife. To return, he roams the world, collecting the lamps of ghosts in his lantern. However, crossing paths with him brings him an unusual consequence: the ability to see strange phenomena.
So this sounds like a modern version of Yu Yu Hakusho. Going to be a maybe. That's not animation. Say Ren Island. Even here in paradise, there are those who work in shadows to bring it down. United, these misfits stand side by side on the secret society NLNS. As their founder and head honcho, I, Jonisuke Kotibana, won't stop until we crush this crazy law once and for all. I've even found a benefactor in this cruelty, in this crusty old rich guy, name unknown. He's hooked up with a secret base and a buttload of cash already. In return, he wants us to find someone and protect her at all costs. Apparently she holds the key to our mission's success. In which case, there's only one thing to do. Locate this mystery girl, and while keeping the show of our scent to, make no mistake, I'll stop the law in its tracks. Just wait and see. I did not like that synopsis. However, it says erotica, and it's Passion, and Passion did High School DxD, meaning that we're going to get some very good, nice scenes, if you know what I mean. So this is going to be maybe the voice actors are nothing to write home about.
Ruri no Hoseki. Introduction to Mineralogy. The story of Ruri, a girl who likes jewelry and accessories, diving into the world of mineralogy. That's it. That is the synopsis, guys. That's it.
At the end of the day, it's a maybe.
It is a maybe. Studio Bind has done quite a lot of things, like Mushoku Tensei. They also did Flowers and Asura and Onimai.
City, the animation is done by the original creator of Nichijou. So this is a pure animation adaptation, the first original one since The Fire. So this is already going to be a must-watch because Nichijou author Kyoani signed me up for it because Ali has not watched Nichijou and this would be a great way for him to get into it. Midori is in a bit of a bind. She's in debt and a landlady is trying to shake her down for unpaid rent. Her best friend refuses to loan her cash since she's wised up to her tricks. Maybe some bullying would help, or a bit of petty theft. Neither is sustainable. Maybe getting a job would settle things, but working means less time for fun adventures in the big city. Yes, this is a comedy anime, and it's got Nichijou humor. This is a must watch straight away. Say the title, please.
Binan Koko Chi Kyu Boy Bu Haikara.
Okay, this anime is already. I'm not going to bother. We're not going to even bother with this synopsis because we know what it is. It's cute boys. Anime is not catered towards me and Ali. Moving on to the next one. Next one is a must watch. So it's Grand Blue season 2 because we all love Grand Blue. This is what I wanted my college life to be, but I don't drink. Yeah, it is what it is.
Neither do I.
Yeah, but season 2 is coming out. Looking forward to it. We're going to see naked men. We're going to see naked women. We're going to see them scuba dive. We're going to see them get drunk and do funny stuff.
Turkey! Now, is this gonna be the country or the roasted chicken? We'll find out. Turkey! In bowling terms, it's bowling. Sports anime. Bowling anime. It means getting 3 consecutive strikes. Mai, a second-year high school student and captain of the Ikokukan high school bowling club, is a genius who can't win a match. Amazing. Whenever she gets a turkey, for some reason she always ends up hitting the impregnable split. Snake eyes. Rina, the only first-year club member, said to Mai, "You're doing that on purpose, aren't you? The captain is running away from winning. I want to win. If you're not going to win, I'm quitting the club." This is the story of the end of summer, as the 5 members of the Ikokukan High School Bowling Club, Mai, Rina, Sayuri, Nozomi, and Nanase, lose and fight, and finally win. I mean, they've given us the entire story here. The whole 12 episodes is basically gonna be like, hey, we're losing, and then we're winning. Let's go!
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with this show. The next anime is Tensei Shitara Dainana Oji Data no De Kimama ni Majutsu wa Kiwamasu second season. A reincarnation of the 7th prince so I can take on my time perfecting my magical ability season 2. I enjoyed season 1. I really did enjoy it, so I'm going to give it a must watch. I would say the one gripe I have with this anime is making the main character the way he is. Why do we have to see his legs? He's a kid. My god, leave him be.
Kizu darake seijo yori hofuku wo komite. With vengeance, sincerely, your broken saintess, the holy wound, became a villain. Vengeance from a saint full of wounds. What is this title? What a title. Lua is a saintess candidate who possesses the power of healing, but her ability has one flaw. She could only heal others by transferring their wounds onto herself. That's a terrible power. Because of this, others bullied her, calling her the fallen saintess. But it didn't bother Lua, because her best friend, Ariane, always stood up for her. One day, Lua's crush, Commander Garetta, was on the brink of death from a beast attack. Lua healed him, which left her on the verge of death. When she woke up, she learned that all the credit was given to Ariane, and she finally saw her best friend's true colors. Devastated, Lua is lost and helpless when the second prince appears in front of her with a tempting offer. What would happen to Lua as she begins her new life as a villainess?
All I'm saying is it's not Ariane, this isn't Ariane.
Mari!
This is maybe Kari solo camp. Story centered around Gen Kinokura, a devoted solo camper who treasures his solitude. During one of his usual camping trips, he unexpectedly crosses paths with Shizukura Kusano, a total camping novice. What starts as an accidental encounter evolves into an unusual partnership, as the two embark on what they can only describe as solo camping for 2. It sounds fluffy. I kind of want it to be a romance, but so I'm not going to bother with it. I just rather watch Yudu Camp or Mono, the anime that's currently airing. So yeah.
Kogen Anki. Individuals with Momotaro and Oni blood coursing through their veins maintain a long-standing rivalry. The Oni are careless, rash, and disorderly, while the Momotaro protect the human world from the uncontrollable Oni. Shiki Ichinose is a reckless and irresponsible teenager, aware of his defiance and even proud of his expulsion from school. Despite Shiki's rebellious attitude, his foster father, Tsuyoshi, cares about him deeply. Tsuyoshi's selfless love is soon shown in an explosive incident when a Momotaro barges in looking for Shiki. As a Momotaro himself, Tsuyoshi has been hiding Shiki for years and keeping his Oni origins a secret even from him. As he gives up his life to save Shiki and confesses everything in his dying breath, Shiki's Oni blood awakens for the first time, transforming him into an unruly monster, overflowing with rage and a thirst for revenge. Shiki's momentary outburst attracts the attention of Naito Mudano, an Oni teacher at the Rakshasa Academy, an institution for young Oni in need of understanding and perfecting their powers. Before Shiki can avenge his father, he must learn to control his headstrong and impulsive nature and, above all else, fight against his own demonic blood.
This reminds me of Talentless Nana. This is a strong maybe. I do like this synopsis. Anyway, the next one is a must-watch is Sakamoto Days Part 2. Sakamoto Days first part, I will say, it's a decently animated show. But because the norm for Shonen Jump anime is like Demon Slayer level, when we see just good animation, we think it's bad animation. And it's kind of got to the point where, like, why couldn't this not be better? But I think it was a decent art style. I didn't think it was bad.
The animation did grow on me. Karaoke Iko. Let's go karaoke. Let's go to karaoke. Okay. Nothing worries Satomi Oka more than the upcoming final choir competition of his middle school career. Right up until he is accosted by a stranger from the shadows who demands let's go karaoke. As a Yakuza, Kyoji Narita doesn't scare easily, but a terrifying prospect has driven him to seek Satomi's help. The boss is holding a karaoke contest, with the loser forced to get a tattoo to be selected and tortuously applied by the boss himself. Oka has been to many vocal rehearsals over the years, but never one-on-one karaoke sessions with a gangster.
I don't think that you pronounced that right. I think you should do the whole synopsis again.
I hate you.
This is a maybe. It's Doga Kobo. They do very cute stuff, but this seems like just a comedy show. Onodasuke is the main character. He's Jotaro from JoJo's. Ali is making an absolute looking at me with a face that he wants to kill me. So we'll move on to the next one. The next one is actually done by the same author of Let's Go Karaoke. So they're getting 2 shows for the price of 1. Mutsusa Kimini, which translates to Captivated by You. Hayashi's frank, guileless demeanor partly draws the attention of classmates and strangers as he counts all the stairs in school, photographs, street signs, and dry sweet potato on the classroom balcony. In a world shaped by conformity, Hayashi is refreshingly and unapologetically true to himself. Conversely, Nikaido, he has worked very hard to perfect a gloomy door facade that keeps his classmates far, far away. While much of the school regards Nikaido as a bad omen, one student catches a glimpse behind the mask and, undeterred by rumors of bad luck and supernatural powers, begin to pick away Nikaido's carefully crafted persona. Yeah, this is a maybe. I want to see how the main author got 2 anime adaptations at once, because quite frankly it's kind of hard to do that nowadays. You don't really see that often.
Dr. Stone, Science Future Part 2.
So this is a must watch. Ali has not watched it. We're going to South America. That's all we need to know about it. Let's go to the next one. Hitazuma no Kuchibiri wa Kansuhe no Aji ga shite. There is no actual English translation, so I'll give a rough one. Hitazuma means married woman. Tuhei means Japanese alcohol. So I'm assuming what it translates, my steamy night with a drunk married woman, something like that. So the synopsis I'll give you most corner. It's about a older woman, married woman, who is basically is always in the lustful gaze of the main character, who's a 22-year-old third-year uni student. And one night they both get drunk and they have a steamy night. From the synopsis, I think this from that I read quite when it was announced, that's what it seems like. So this kind of seems like NTR the anime, but it is a comedy show, so I am curious to see if it is, or she's going through a struggling marriage, one of the things. This is the studio's first ever anime. Yeah, it's a maybe.
Kisetsu Yusha to Ansatsu Hime, the stunned hero and the assassin princesses. Hiro Toto possesses great skills, but his extreme shyness has left him unable to form a party. Again, shyness, damn bro. Causing him to remain stuck in the town where his journey began. One day, he is suddenly invited to join a party by 3 beautiful women, Ciel, Anemone, and Gore. Overjoyed at finally setting off on an adventure, Toto is filled with excitement. But little does he know, these women are dead set on killing him. A deadly harem rom-com unfolds as the socially anxious hero, who faints from mere flustered excitement around women, finds himself the target of 3 deadly companions, each with their own reasons for wanting him gone. What did bro do to them?
He's just a unit. Look at him.
Man's a unit and woman wants him gone.
Yeah, this reminds me of Kono Hira Mendokusei na. So yeah, it's a maybe. 私が恋人になれるわけないじゃん。無理じゃなかった。There's no freaking way I'll be your lover unless. This is a comedy Yuri anime. I do like comedy Yuri animes, and I'm happy it's a comedy Yuri anime and not a drama Yuri anime, because why do we need drama in love? There's no need for it. Please, I just want my comedy, especially in shows. In real life, I don't care. Real shows, I just want a comedy. Like, why do I need a drama about my love life? Come on, guys. Renako Amori is leaving her awkward, lonely junior high school life behind, determined to become a normal girl with normal friends in high school. Glamorous, confident Mai Osaka is Rento's total opposite, wealthy, outgoing, and a little fashion model. Against the odds, the two girls form an immediate connection. Renako thinks she may have found the best friend of her dreams until Mai's romantic confession sends her into a tailspin. Renako wants to prove to Mai that being BFFs is better than being girlfriends. Mai is dead set on convincing Renako that they're destined to be lovers. Let the games begin. Now, there is a comedy Yuri, a manga I read about amnesia, and I enjoyed that a lot. I really enjoyed that. So if this follows the comedy of that show with the lesbian jokes and all the other things in it, I think this would be a must-watch. 100% a must-watch.
Fermat no Ryori. Fermat's Cuisine, another cooking show. Kitada Gaku, a young man who once aspired to uncover the world's truths through mathematics, finds himself at a crossroad after failing to achieve his dream of competing in the math Olympiad. With his scholarship revoked, he spends his days working at a school cafeteria, struggling with a sense of aimlessness. Everything changes when the Fire Nation attack. Everything changes when he meets a brilliant chef who introduces him to the fascinating intersection of mathematics and cooking. As Gaku embarks on this unexpected journey, he is drawn into a culinary world that's as complex and precise as mathematics itself. A unique and inspiring story where numbers and flavors blend to reveal the beauty of discovery. Mathematics meets cuisine opens the door to a new world of gourmet adventure. Ah yes, my spices need to be the exact grain I have listed down in my recipe, and you must use trigonometry and Pythagoras to figure out how much goes where and when.
I'm going to be honest, if this show is legit saying 2 tablespoons of salt into this cup of tea, I'm like, why are we putting salt in cup of tea in the first place? But also,
you made that example up. I'm not even kidding.
But at the same time, why are we using maths to do that? Like, I do not want to see no trigonometry, no calculus. If there is a calculus in this show, Ali, I will throw my laptop at you. At you specifically.
The maths is the word problems we made along the way.
Yeah, this is a maybe, just because I'm curious to see how maths will be involved in the cooking itself. Mizu Zokusei no Mahotsukai. Yeah, the water magician, the central province arc. Where is the previous arc? Somebody help. Ryo is delighted to be reincarnated in the fantastical world of Fi. You decide in the comments below. Where he thinks he'll get to live a quiet life, learning to use his newfound water magic. Going with the flow, however, means something very different. Ryo is immediately pitted against the walls. Ryo is immediately pitted against the wildlands he winds up in and the slew of monsters that call the remote subsequent home. You think he'd forget about taking it easy when he's stuck fighting for his life, but lucky for Ryo, he's naturally optimistic, clever, and blessed with a hidden eternal youth trait. 20 years pass in the blink of an eye, and each encounter along the way pushes him one step closer to the pinnacle of human magic. Little does he realize that there's only the opening chapter of his tale. A fateful meeting soon throws Ryo to the forefront of history, forever changing the course of his life. Thus begins the adventure of the strongest water magician the world has ever seen, who also likes to do the things at his own pace. This is basically cleaning slime for 300 years, and I maxed out all my levels, but the guy does it in 20 years instead.
Speedrunning.
Speed running the anime. We have two different studios doing the animation. But yeah, it is maybe.
Food court today, mata ashita. This is the third food anime we've got this
It is what it is.
this time. Food court de mata ashita. See you tomorrow at the food court. To their classmates, Wada is a quiet rich girl, while Yamamoto is an intimidating lone wolf. What they don't know is that Wada is a mobile game addict, oh boy, in a passionate love-hate relationship with a 2D character, and Yamamoto has a penchant for urban legends with eyes only for her favorite YouTuber and their biggest not-so-secret secret. These unlikely friends meet at the food court every day after school to rant, rave, and learn what makes each other tick. It is a 6-episode anime. I mean, I'm not expecting much from it, but it is a maybe.
If you wear your favorite YouTubers, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. But yeah, Hayami Sayori is in the cast, the first one this season. She's basically going to be the YouTuber, so I'm going to give it maybe. I am only watching the 6-episode anime for Hayami Sayori. It's Hotel in Humans. At this hotel, our esteemed guests are assassins. A premier hotel offers more than luxury. It meets unique requirements: exquisite dining, ultimate relaxation, enthralling entertainment, and even the latest weapon in procurement: a guaranteed identity concealment and seamless corpse disposal. On the line between life and death, two concierges, Namuro and Sara, who never say no, are ready to grant every assassin's wish. Get ready for the striking drama of the Killing Hotel. This is not gonna bother.
Yusha party wo 追放された白魔導士 S ランク冒険者に拾われるこの白魔導士が規格外すぎる。
Sure, I'll try. Yusha party was suho sarete shiromodoshi S rank bokensha ni hirowaru kono shiromodoshi ga kikakugai sugiru.
The white mage who was banished from the hero's party is picked up by an S-rank adventurer. Classic adventure fantasy. One day, Lloyd, a white mage, is banished from the hero's party. Lloyd, who had lost his job, happens to accompany an S-rank party on a quest by chance. At that time, no one knew that the hero's party would collapse and Lloyd would gain fame. Yet, this is the story of an extraordinary support magic user who thinks he is normal and becomes an adventurer, while he is unaware of how he eventually becomes peerless. This one, classic adventure fantasy anime, is a maybe.
Taten Yusha no Nagiriri, season 4. I liked season 3. I liked it a bit. I will give this a must watch because of that. I did not like season 2. Please do not come after me. But yeah, I will give this a must watch.
Kojo Denka na Katekiyoshi, private tutor to the Duke's daughter. After failing the final exam for his dream job at the royal court, promising young sorcerer Alan wants nothing more than to retreat to a simple life in the countryside. Unfortunately for him, he can't even afford the train fare. His only solution is to get a job, but his one lead is anything but modest. Duke Howard, one of the kingdom's most powerful nobles, needs a private tutor for his daughter, Tina. Despite her academic brilliance, Tina is incapable of casting even a single spell. To make matters worse, entrance exams for the prestigious...
Prestigious. Come on.
Prestigious.
Prestigious.
No. Prestigious.
You said it wrong again.
I know, I will stick with it. Prestigious Royal Academy are fast approaching, and magical aptitude is mandatory. Can Alan use his unique brand of spellcasting to help Tina overcome her magical impairment? A mystery that not even the kingdom's finest sorcerers have been able to solve. Why is there a question mark there?
I'm going to slap Ali, by the way, just letting you guys know.
And does her father, the Duke, even want him?
The only person I recognize from the cast is Inori Minase. She's Hestia from Danmachi. I will give it a maybe. Night of the Living Dead. This short version of it is Cats Go Wild. It's a parody of Night of the Living Dead, but with cats. Basically, a guy that works at a cat cafe uses his knowledge to defend himself against cats. I'm not going to bother with the show. I do not want to really watch a horror show about cats eating humans.
Hikaru ga shinda Natsu. The summer Hikaru died. Best friends Yoshiki and Hikaru have been stuck together like glue for most of their lives, living in a small village and being the only children their age. The two boys find solace in each other's company. Their friendship seems picturesque at first glance, but Yoshiki has noticed a shift in Hikaru's demeanor ever since one fateful summer. That one summer, it's always that one summer. The Hikaru that sits beside him now is nothing like his friend, despite his physical appearance and memories remaining exactly the same. Yoshiki knows something is amiss, and that the Hikaru he once knew is gone. When he brings this up, Hikaru partially transforms into an otherworldly being, threatening to kill Yoshiki if he cannot accept it, while also professing its love for him. Damn. Racked with grief and unable to let go of his best friend, Yoshiki struggles to move on with his life as he finds himself getting closer to the new Hikaru. At the same time, strange occurrences begin to plague their village, bringing unsettling chaos.
Yep, it's a must watch. It's a very anticipated show. It's an award-winning manga, very anticipated. It's a must watch. Ali doesn't know anything about this show.
I don't.
The next anime on our list is the vending machine isekai. Jido hanbaki ni umarakawata ore wa meikyu no wa sama yo. Translates to reincarnated as a vending machine. Season 2. I'll give it a maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, first season's
I'm telling you, this vending machine will somehow find a way to transform into a human body part.
it's got the vending machine has more riz than Ali. That's the main thing.
It's got more riz than you. Literally has 3 women that are ready to go as soon as he transforms.
Nuh-uh.
Watareku no XX ga Hokai Sunzen. English title. Watareku's is about to collapse. 2 years ago, the death of Naoto Watari's parents left him as the sole caretaker for his younger sister, Suzushiro, Suzu Watari, and forced him to move in with their aunt. So devoted is he to Suzu that he refuses to join clubs or even hang out with anyone, earning him snide comments and the title of Siscot at his new school. But as long as Suzu is safe and happy, Naoto doesn't care what everyone else says. However, his sneering classmates may turn out to be the least of his worries. The sudden transfer of a girl named Satsuki Tachibana brings back traumatic memories from his past, a past she had a hand in making so unpleasant. Nasty secrets unknown to Naoto begin to surface with her arrival, threatening his new life.
This is a maybe. Yeah, it sounds interesting. It is a comedy show as well, so I like my comedy romances.
Yeah,
So it is a maybe.
it's a rom-com, let's go.
Tsuyokute new saga. So after a fierce battle, magic swordsman Kyle, of course Kyle, finally killed the demon lord after being seriously injured in battle. Kyle, on the verge of death, approaches a relic which was in possession of the demon lord, and it sends him back to the past. After recovering from the initial shock, he decides to use this opportunity to avoid making the same mistakes as of the past and become stronger. It's a maybe. This anime has been postponed from 2023 to 2025, so I am curious to see how this anime conforms to that.
Busu ni hanataba.
Hmm.
Wo, a bouquet for an ugly girl. Despite what the meaning of her name would suggest, Hana Tabata bears no resemblance to a flower. Her eyes are too small and her limbs are far from slender. She is, in fact, not an opinion, ugly. And as such, knows that cute things and a fairy tale romance are out of her reach. Yet, this does not stop her from daydreaming every morning as she tends to the school's beautiful flower beds that contrast her appearance. One day, a casual encounter puts Tabata in contact with her classmate, Yosuke Ueno, who is well known for being both handsome and extremely kind. Why would such a popular student associate with a background character like her? I wonder. To Tabata, it is an unfathomable situation, but can Ueno show her that looks aren't everything?
This is got Hayami Sayori, and I will watch this show. Is it maybe? I love Hayami Sayori.
Rom-com, Hayami Sayori?
Yeah, sign me up.
Great.
Sign me up. Right, before we continue, by the way, there is an anime that I want to mention because for some reason it's not on our forum, but I know it is coming out in June, and that is Takopi no Genzai. It is also Takopi's original sin. I won't read the synopsis. I just want to mention this show. This show is coming out. For most people, this will be a must watch because it is a very good representation of the domestic abuse as well as suicidal thoughts that a child goes through. But that's why I'm mentioning it right now, because if you are sensitive to these things, like, and I mean this, if you're sensitive to these things, please avoid this anime. Gachi Akuta. Living in the slums of a wealthy town, Rudo and his foster father Rector tries to coexist with the rest of the town's residents. Boruto, despite the wastefulness of the upper class ignoring the warnings from those around him, Rudo regularly rummages through the town garbage in search of anything useful or valuable to save from the abyss, a massive hole where anything considered trash is dumped, including people. Rudo's biological father was one such person. Having been thrown into the abyss after he was accused of murder, one day after running into a mysterious figure on the way home, Rudo returns to find Rector's dying body on the floor. He's immediately found at the scene by the authorities and is charged with murder. No one believes his claims of innocence and he is thrown into the abyss. Instead of dying, however, he finds himself in a strange, foul-smelling place surrounded by monsters made out of trash. When Rudo is attacked by said monsters, he is saved by a man named Engine, who reveals himself to be a cleaner, someone who uses special weapons called vital instruments to combat those creatures. In order to get his revenge on the one who killed Rector, Rudo reluctantly becomes a cleaner to fight his way back up out of the abyss. So yeah, this anime is done by a subsidiary of Bones Films, but Bones is known for My Hero Academia. I'll give it a maybe because I want to see how this guy manages to get out of things.
Is a maybe. Kako no Inaizuke Season 2. A Couple of Cuckoos Season 2. First season was nice. Second season is must watch.
Yep. The best.
Yeah.
One of my favorite girls is going to be introduced. Who I think is the best girl who doesn't stand a chance, but she is going to be introduced. I love that woman. Sono Pistol wa Koi wo Suru Season 2. My Dress Up Darling Season 2. This is a must watch. The manga has recently finished. The manga's ending was okay. This anime, despite people saying it's an ecchi anime, it is not an ecchi anime. I like, come on, guys, grow up a bit, grow a pair. If people are taking measurements of bodies just to take cosplays for them,
Ame to Kimi to. With you and the rain. During a rainy day, a woman comes across a strange animal waiting by the side of the road, pleading to be taken in. The creature offers the woman an umbrella in an attempt to show off its appeal. Intrigued by its clever nature, she brings the dog-like creature home and thus begins their life together. Miss Unukai-sa's dog much?
no, this anime was originally not gonna bother for me. But then I saw who the main girl was. Main girl is being voice acted by none other by Hayami Sayori, and I said, "Get me that stuff. I'm about to sip my tea and enjoy my life at the same time." It's a comedy show, 24 episodes, not 24 episodes. I don't know where I got that one from, but I will be watching this. Screw you all. I love my Hayami Sayori. I may be a simp, but I'm a good simp, I swear. Mataku Saiki no Tante to Kitara, which translates to detectives these days are crazy. which is 100% going to be a comedy show. Like, come on. Nagamo Keiichiro was a genius high school detective. No case was complex enough for him. But what happens to geniuses detectives when they get older? Now 35, with bad hips, running a failing business agency with no cases to solve and struggling to pay the rent, he's at a dead end. In comes a high school girl in his office, who says she wants to work with him. With her help, all will the out of touch, old fashioned Nagam will get back the fire of his youth. This is a maybe. I'm looking forward to see how the comedy plays. Hanazawa Kana is one of the main girls with Furrow's eye. So I will watch this just because I am curious to see how the comedy will be.
彼女お借りします fourth season. Rent a Girlfriend season 4.
Yeah, it's a maybe. The anime itself went through its best arc, the making the movie, so the cinema arc. That was the best arc in all Rent a Girlfriend. Currently, we're at the stage of Rent a Girlfriend in the manga where it takes 20 to 30 chapters to just get over one date, and it's killing me because we just want the answer. He keeps milking this till the end, and I don't know. Mikadono san shimai wa angai chodoi. Mikadono sisters are surprisingly easy to deal with. As the son of the late legendary actress Subaru Ayase, Yu has many expectations placed upon him after he transferred to Saika Academy, a highly prestigious school where students can hone their personal talents. However, in contrast to his mother, Yu is completely talentless. Being seen as completely mediocre, he would have no chance of standing side by side with his three emperors of Saika Academy, the Mikadono sisters, Miwa, Niko, and Kazuki, who are each prodigies in shogi, martial arts, and performing arts, respectively. When Subaru's friend, so his mother's friend, agrees to taking her son in, Yu aims to fill his mother's last wish to him, which is to build a happy family. After never being able to form a proper mother-son relationship due to their differences in talent. As it turns out, his mother's friend is actually the father, so this friend is the guy, which I think is what's going to happen. It's going to turn to an incest anime, for all I know, of the Mikadono sisters. Keeping the mother's wishes in mind, Yu aims to build familiar bonds with the siblings. However, due to the extreme focus of their respective specializations, they show little interest in opening up, themselves up, not only to him but to each other as well. Nonetheless, Yu strives to continue to support the three prodigies as the kindness and care restores the bonds between the sisters. This is a very highly anticipated show this season, so yeah, I'm going to personally give it a must watch. Yeah, we got Koga Aoi as one of the sisters as
Damn!
I love Koga Aoi, and you know what? I've seen the trailers before this, so I'm very curious to see which girl will win.
Isekai mo kushiro shiroku minogara Hametsu no bunmei de hajimeru sekai sefuku. Apocalypse bringer Minogara. Takuto Ira succumbed to illness at a young age and ended up reincarnating in a world that resembles the fantasy turn-based strategy game Eternal Nations. Not only did he reincarnate into his favorite game, of course, but as the god who commands the evil civilization Minogara, with Minogara's beautiful hero unit, Sludge Witch Ato, by his side, not even legendarily difficult race traits will stand in the way of restarting their civilization.
This is basically Overlord, a B-Tech version of Overlord. So it is a maybe. It's an isekai show. You can't really go wrong with them. Bad Girl. Now I'm going to the Mo anime corner. Basically, it's about a girl that wants to be seen as a delinquent, but every time she does something bad, it's seen as cute and fluffy, and it just ticks off more and more, and it just gets funny and funny. So it is a comedy show. So I'm gonna give it a must watch because it reminds me of My Nakapunt and Shikonoko Tan, Tan, because they're just funny shows, and I love them.
Kaiju Hachigo second season, Kaiju number 8, season 2.
Watch.
Already a must watch. Season 1 was such a banger. Amazing show.
The manga right now is in its final arc, so I am curious to see how far season 2 goes, considering the manga is only over 100 chapters, and I think its first season only got to around 50 chapters. So I am curious to see if the second season will be 24 episodes, and if it is 24 episodes, where will it go? Will it go all the way to the end, or will it just hold itself back? Clivates Mazu no o to Akogo to Shikabane no Yusha. Clemency is the king of the devil beast, the baby, and the brave of the undead. Alicia, who has dreamed of becoming a hero since childhood, is chosen to be the king by the king as one of the 13 heroes. Armed with a legendary sword, the heroes set out to defeat the demon king Clementus. However, the recklessness triggers a terrible crisis that could wipe out all of the humanity on the continent of Edsia. Now the world's only hope lies with the baby entrusted to the Demon King. So it's Alicia and the Demon King raising a baby. This is basically the drama version of Beelzebub. I love Beelzebub. This anime itself is going to be a maybe because it's not a comedy show. The studio, I don't recognize the studio. It's called Les Deuce. They've done a few things I know, but it's
Oh yeah, Tomo-chan is a girl. For the Fate's Day, Grand Order.
it's not a big show. I mean, we've got Nakamura Yuichi in the main character role and Miyano Mamoru as well. I do like both of them. I don't
Yeah.
recognize anyone else from the cast. The next anime, Ali will not say a thing. This is mine. Ali's privileges have been revoked. Yeah, because I read the manga and I wanted to talk about the show, and it just so happens Ali landed on it, and I'm going to say screw you, Ali. The anime is called Kaoru Hana wa Rin Tosaku, which translates to the fragrant flower blooms with dignity. This is a must watch. This is the most highly anticipated show of this season if you are a romance fan, because honestly the manga slaps. It's so good. The synopsis, I'll give you a more anime corner, is about two schools. One school filled with boys that don't really care about studying, the other school filled with girls that are all about studying, and they basically have a hate relationship between the two schools. One day one of the girls goes to a cake shop where one of the boys is working, and this girl falls in love with this boy, and yeah, it's just them building a relationship and trying to break the boundaries that surround them, and trying to hide them. But there is a great supporting cast. One of my favorite couples in this show is one of the supporting casts, because in the manga they keep trolling me, and yeah, this is 100% a must watch. Ali cannot say anything that could make this not a must watch.
You wouldn't know her. She goes to a different school.
Before we end the video, I want to talk about the Chainsaw Man movie and Demon Slayer movie. The Demon Slayer movie is scheduled for an international release, which is quite nice. So please go to the cinema to watch this. This is the first of 3, so I don't know about the other 2 movies. And then the Chainsaw Man movie, great anime. The manga is amazing. The manga is a really confusing place right now. It is the Rize Hen art, which is my favorite art, which is the Bomber Girl art. And the final anime I want to talk about is the new panties and stocking with Garter Belt. I don't know if it is actually coming out about in July. It's just scheduled for July. We don't actually know if it is. But yeah, 100% if it does come out, we'll watch this as well. Without further ado, these have been our opinions. If you want to let us know your opinions, please message in the comments down below, or like, comments.
Yes. Message in the comments.
This has been the Otaku Opinions. We're signing out. Leave you. Love you. Bye.
Goodbye.